got out of the shower and found my phone missing. My boyfriend was sitting on the couch, staring at my open messages. He looked up slowly and said, "Tell me one good reason I should stay." I opened my mouth, but no words came out. I live in Fort Collins, Colorado. Not a big city, but not small either. Just enough going on to feel like things matter. I'm 28. I've been working as an office manager at a plumbing company for the last 5 years. Nothing glamorous, but it pays the bills and gives me enough time to have a life. 2 years ago, I met Marcus at a friend's barbecue. He was 30, quiet, and had this way of talking like every word was important. He didn't play games. Or at least, that's what I thought. We hit it off fast. A few dates turned into sleepovers, and a few sleepovers turned into him living with me. He moved in about a year into our relationship. His lease was up, and he said it just made sense. I said okay. I thought we were solid. We weren't perfect. Who is? But we weren't fighting, we laughed, we went out, we watched stupid shows together. He was good with my dog. I thought we were heading somewhere real. Now let me tell you about the night everything changed. It was a Thursday. Cold outside, typical March weather. I got home from work around 5, said hi to Marcus, let the dog out, then went to take a quick shower. Nothing special. I came out in my robe, towel still around my hair, and walked into the living room. Marcus was on the couch. My phone was in his hand. At first, I didn't even think anything of it. We used each other's phones sometimes. Grocery lists, random Google stuff. But then I saw the look on his face. He was staring at the screen, his mouth tight, his jaw locked. Like he'd just found something he wasn't ready for. I didn't even get to say a word before he looked up at me and said it. "Tell me one good reason I should stay." He said it so cold. No yelling. No questions. Just that. My stomach dropped. I felt my hands go cold even though I was fresh out of a hot shower. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Because how do you explain something that's not what it looks like? He had my messages open. The ones with Tyler. Tyler is someone I've known since high school. We weren't ever serious, but we'd always had chemistry. Ran into him again at Safeway a few months back. We exchanged numbers. A few casual texts turned into a few flirty ones. But that was it. I never met up with him. Never touched him. I wasn't cheating. Not really. But yeah, the messages looked bad. I stood there frozen. Marcus stared at me like he wanted to see if I'd beg or lie. I didn't do either. I just stood there. Because in my head, I was already thinking about the other messages. The ones he didn't know I had. Marcus had a second phone. I found it 6 months ago. He asked me to take his Jeep in for an oil change because he had to work. While I was driving, the glove box popped open when I hit a bump. There was a phone in there. I didn't recognize it. It was old. A little cracked. No case. I knew it wasn't his main phone. I tried a few passcodes. Got it on the 3rd try, his mom's birthday. I wish I hadn't opened it. I really do. Because once I did, there was no going back. The phone was full of messages. Dozens of them. All with a girl named Alyssa. She worked at a coffee shop downtown, near his office. She was young, like way too young for him. 22. And she was head over heels in love with Marcus. She called him my man. Babe, love. They had inside jokes, pet names, and plans. So many plans. Worse than the texts were the photos. Pictures of her in a shirt. Pictures of them kissing. Videos of them in bed together, laughing like they were the happiest couple in the world. He told her he was single. I never confronted him. I thought about it every single day. I watched him lie to my face every morning and every night. And I kept my mouth shut. I didn't even know why at first. Maybe I was scared. Maybe I wasn't ready. But the truth is, I was waiting. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for him to mess up in front of me so I could finally throw the whole thing back in his face. And now, here he was. Sitting on my couch, holding my phone, demanding to know why he should stay. What he didn't know was that I'd already made sure he couldn't. I didn't answer him right away. I just stared back at him. My hair was dripping down my neck. The robe clung to my skin. The room felt cold, and not just from the air. Marcus tossed my phone onto the coffee table. It hit with a loud clack. He stood up, slow and stiff like he was trying to keep control. "You've been talking to him for weeks," he said. Flirting. Laughing. "You think I'm stupid?" "No," I said. "I don't." He stepped closer. "Then why do it?" I didn't back up. I looked him dead in the eyes. "Why did you?" He blinked. That was the first crack in his whole tough guy act. Just a small one, but I saw it. His mouth opened like he wanted to say something, then closed again. I walked past him to the kitchen drawer, pulled out the envelope I'd been keeping there. It was thick. I tossed it onto the table between us. "What the hell is that?" he asked. I didn't answer. He opened the envelope. Inside were the printed screenshots. Texts. Pictures. Photos of him and Alyssa. All the proof. His face went pale. "How long have you?" "6 months," I said. "I've known for 6 months, Marcus." He sank down into the chair. He didn't say anything for a long time. "You lied to her," I said. "Told her you were single. Played house with her while living here with me. You think I didn't notice the nights you stayed late at work? You think I didn't notice how you'd shower twice in a day? Or how you changed your password and started sleeping with your phone under your pillow?" He was still quiet, just flipping through the pages like he didn't believe they were real. "I didn't sleep with Tyler," I said. "We texted. That's it. I was lonely. But I never crossed the line. You did." Now he looked angry. Like real angry. His face got red, and he slammed the pages back on the table. "You kept this? You've been sitting on this for months." "Yep. You planned this." "No. But I stopped trusting you the moment I saw that phone. I knew I needed proof." He stood up again. "So what now? You want to throw me out? Humiliate me?" I shrugged. "No need. You've already done that to yourself." Then he laughed. It wasn't a real laugh. It was that bitter, sarcastic kind of laugh that people do when they know they're screwed. He looked at me and said, "You think you're the only one with dirt?" My stomach turned. "What does that mean? You think I don't have stuff on you? You think your job would be real happy to know you've been sending personal messages on company time?" I didn't blink. "Go ahead. Tell them. I'm not the one screwing around with someone barely out of college." He pointed a finger at me. "You're not as clean as you think, and you better believe if I go down, I'm taking you with me." I almost laughed. "Then go. Go down swinging. But don't forget, I've got your little girlfriend's address too. You want to make this messy? We'll make it messy." He didn't say anything after that. Just stared at me like he didn't recognize the person standing in front of him. Good. That was the point. The next day, Marcus was still there. He didn't sleep in our bed. He took the couch, which was fine by me. We didn't say much that morning. I got ready for work like nothing happened. He sat there, silent, scrolling on his phone like he was trying to disappear into it. But I wasn't done. At work, I called in a favor from my cousin Leah. She used to bartend at the place Alyssa worked before the coffee shop. Leah doesn't forget faces, especially ones that cause trouble. She remembered Alyssa. And she remembered Marcus too. "Yeah," Leah said. "He came in a bunch last year. They were real cozy." She used to brag about her older guy like she landed a damn celebrity. I asked Leah for anything she had. Texts, pictures, anything from back then. She didn't have much, but she gave me one thing that mattered. A photo of Alyssa sitting on Marcus's lap at a bar event. Her hands around his neck, smiling like she just won the lottery. Time-stamped. Dated. Clear as day. That night, when I got home, Marcus wasn't on the couch. His car was still outside, so I figured he was just hiding in the bedroom. Fine. I ate dinner alone. Fed the dog. Watched some old crime show reruns just to drown out the silence. Then around 10 p.m., the doorbell rang. It was Alyssa. She looked nervous, confused, maybe even embarrassed. She was holding a little blue duffel bag and wearing a hoodie 2 sizes too big. One of Marcus's hoodies. "Can I talk to you?" she asked. I stared at her for a long second, then stepped aside and let her in. She sat at the edge of the couch like she didn't want to touch anything. "I didn't know," she said. "About you. About this place. I swear, I didn't know he was living with someone. He said he was single, that his last relationship was toxic, and she was stalking him." I held up a hand. "Stop. I believe you." Her eyes went wide. "You do?" "Yeah, because I was you. I've been you. And I know how convincing he can be." She looked down, then pulled her phone out. "I thought maybe you'd want to see these." She handed it to me. There were texts, voice messages, some as recent as 2 days ago. Him saying he missed her, that I was crazy and controlling, that he was working on getting out, that he loved her. I scrolled in silence. And then I saw the part that made my stomach twist. Marcus had promised Alyssa that once he left me, they'd move into a new place together. A little apartment on the south side of town. He'd even put in an application, using my name and credit. I felt my pulse spike. "What the hell?" Alyssa cut in. "I'm sorry. I just thought. I thought you should know. That was the last straw. This wasn't just betrayal. This was criminal. And he had no idea I knew. Yet, Alyssa left that night, but not before we made a plan. We weren't friends. We weren't allies. But we had something in common. Marcus had used both of us, lied to both of us. We agreed that if he was going to get away with anything, it wouldn't be with silence. I waited until Saturday. Gave him 2 days to stew, pretend everything was fine. He stayed quiet, acted like we were just in a weird argument phase. He even asked if I wanted takeout Friday night. I said sure. Let him think I was letting it go. Saturday morning, I sat him down at the kitchen table. "You applied for an apartment using my name." He didn't even flinch. "I was going to tell you. You committed fraud, Marcus." He stood up, defensive. "No, I didn't. I just... Look, I needed a backup plan, okay?" I took out the file folder I'd prepared. Inside were copies of the apartment application, my credit report with the inquiry flagged, a copy of Alyssa's phone records, and a signed statement from Leah about the night at the bar. "You stole my information. You lied to her. You used me. And you used her." He scoffed. "You don't have proof." I handed him the folder. He didn't open it. Just shoved it off the table, papers scattering to the floor. "You want to ruin me?" he said. "Is that it? You think you'll come out clean?" I stepped forward, calm as I could manage. "No, I'm not clean." I sent flirty texts. I didn't stop it soon enough. I should have ended it when I found out about her. I made mistakes. But I didn't break the law. You did. That's when I pulled out my phone and played the voicemail I'd recorded. It was Marcus, telling Alyssa over the phone how he used my credit to apply for the apartment, laughing about how she'll never find out. His face drained white. "You recorded me?" "Yeah," I said. "And tomorrow, I'm going to the police. I've already spoken to a lawyer." He lunged forward, tried to grab the phone from my hand. I stepped back fast, hit the button that triggered the Bluetooth speaker in the living room. Alyssa's voice filled the room, reading out loud one of his most disgusting texts. Word for word. About how he didn't care who got hurt as long as he got out of this house with what he wanted. Then came the knock at the door. Marcus froze. I opened it. 2 officers stepped inside. One already had the report. One already had the screenshots. Marcus's eyes darted between us, panicked. "You called the cops? You used my name. That's identity theft. That's fraud." He tried to talk his way out. They weren't having it. He was handcuffed right there in the living room. The same place he sat days ago, holding my phone, pretending to be the one who'd been wronged. He screamed at me as they let him out. Said I was petty. Crazy. Said I'd regret it. I just stood there, arms crossed, watching. Alyssa showed up not long after, helped me gather what little stuff of his was left. She took the hoodie back. I burned the rest. A few weeks later, I pressed charges. The case is ongoing, but he's already been fired from his job. Turns out companies don't like when you use your girlfriend's credit to rent love nests. I got a fraud alert on my accounts. Froze my credit. Took months to clean up. I still see Tyler around town sometimes. We don't talk anymore. I don't blame him. That part of my life is closed now. I don't pretend I was perfect in any of this. I should have ended things earlier. Should have confronted the truth instead of sitting on it like a ticking bomb. But I'm not sorry I blew it all up. He wanted a reason to stay? I gave him 20 to leave. And I made damn sure the door hit him on the way out.